Hello and welcome to ETL's next installment of the Transformation Manager blog. Today we're going to be looking at the just find operator and we'll be using that as a lookup for setting some foreign keys. So let's begin. So as we can see from last time, where we'd got to, we'd loaded our models, we'd created our project, we'd defined our mapping, moving aeroplane to aeroplane data, and we'd even manipulated our identification. So now that we've started off, what we want to do is have a look how we finish off and populate some more of these attributes within the aeroplane table. So we can see we've populated the name, we've populated the plane code. At the moment we haven't populated the OF key, we've populated the max passengers, and we've populated the active. And again we haven't populated the engine used foreign key. And we can tell the foreign key is identified by the little green dot at the bottom there. Again, the primary key is identified by the orange square. So if we have a look, we have got two relationships, engine and origin. So if we have a look at the origin one today, if we right click, hit the relationship properties, so we can see that it's going to the origin table. If we click the conditions, we can see what it's using. So it's using the OF key in our aeroplane table, and it's actually going to go to the origin P key within the origin table. So we can see, and if we even mouse over the OF key, you can see it's used in one relationship called origin. So we can find that down here. We've had a look at it to see exactly what it's constructed. So what we want to do is see how in TM we can actually move this origin information over and populate our origin F key. So if we refresh ourselves with the actual data that we have, we can connect up to the flat files, we can view the data for the aeroplane, and if we just move that down into the middle, we can see that we have some origins here of USA, Ukraine, France, and a couple more USAs. So let's have a look on our engine side and see what we've got there. If we connect up to that, use our default connection, and connect to the origin table and view the data there, we can see that we have 4 entries in there, one for USA, one for Ukraine, one for France, and one for the UK. So we can see that it does relate. We can see that the origin coming in relates to the origin text within our origin lookup table on our target side. So how do we do that? How do we move that information across, look it up on origin text and populate our OF key? Well, within TM it's quite simple. We can drag and drop either way between the origin and the origin text. Puts our line of mapping in. You can see it follows the origin relationship down to the origin text. And if I put the just find operator before the origin text, what that will do, it will go down to the origin table, to the origin text, and find the one that's related based on that information that's coming in from the origin. And with that, what it will do is actually populate our OF key for us. So once we're happy with that, we can build it. We can click on the little hammer button there to build the project, and we can see it's built. We have a couple more warnings, one about identifying from our origin text from our origin, which is an optional attribute which we'll accept, and we can see another one about our database on the target saying we have no index or primary key for the origin text. So again, it's warning us about our database construction. It may be inefficient in the way it's having to do things because there's no indexing, but for now we'll accept that. We can see it's a very small table that we've constructed, and we'll live with that for demonstration purposes. So now we've built it, we can launch the migrator. We can see that our source is still set up, our target is still set up for the database, so all we need to do is click the run, and then we can see some stats about what's been populated. If we swap back to our design time, we can actually have a look in the aeroplane table. We can view the data here, and we can actually see now that we're populating the OF key as well. So there you can see we have a number 3 there for the Concorde, which relates to France, and we have 2 number 1s for the USA and a number 2 for the Ukraine. So we can see now that we've started to build a little bit more, started to set our foreign keys using our lookup and our just find operator. So we're starting to move on now, and we only have one more attribute to populate. And we'll be looking at how we populate that attribute in our next blog section. So thank you very much for your time today, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.